It's another House Fix with Rick.
Welcome to another House Fix with Rick. We're going to use something I'm making here, but today we're going to talk about repairing holes in wood siding, wood porch posts, in this case a jamb of a garage door. We're going to teach you how to repair these holes using a product that looks very old. It's a 1924 company, Donald Durham's company, but it is Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty, and it really works great. It's a great product, and I think you'll enjoy learning how to use it. That's Durham's Rock Hard Wood Putty, and you need a stir stick, and that's what I'm making here. Now that my fudge sickle's gone, I'm able to start my project of repairing a wood hole in my jamb of the garage door. Maybe you've got a post you need to repair, the siding of your house, but we're going to use some of the Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty to make the repair. It's a great product, easy to use. It's powdered. It's available in all your home centers. You mix it 2 parts of the powder to about 1 part water. You mix it up to whatever consistency you like, but you want to paste a very thick putty like consistency when you're done. Now, a trick you can use is if you've got a colored siding, if you've got some of the latex-based or water-based paints, you can use that as part of the liquid in the mixture of your putty mixture of the powder, and that will give you a little bit of the color in the finished product. The Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty does dry kind of a tan color, but let's mix some up right now. We're going to mix up as much as we need to do the job. One of the things I like to share with people is that as you're using a powdered mixture, whatever you're doing, just remember this is not like baking. It doesn't have yeast in it. It is just a powder. And so what we're going to do is imagine how much of this powder we would need to fill that hole that we've got out here. And so we're going to take we'll make enough today, but I'm going to use about 1.5 scoops of that to make up enough to powder to make that hole up. Then you can use a little water, but I'm going to first add some paint. Now I happen to be lucky to have the same paint color as we used on that before. This is why you keep your paint, folks, when you're doing a job. Now this one, the can was crushed, so I used some a plastic wrap underneath the lid, and that kept the paint fresh. So we've got fresh paint, and it's latex base. Now we're going to use a little bit of that to mix up our water putty. And you can do this by sight. Add a little bit of water. Not too much. I can always add more powder if I have to. Now, the reason I was eating that popsicle, or that fudge sickle, is because now I'm going to use that to mix this up a little bit better than with my spoon. It doesn't get all caked up onto the spoon that way. That, you can see it's taken on the color of that paint primarily. I'm going to add just a little bit more putty because I think it needs a little bit more. And this dries fairly rapidly, but you have probably 15 or 20 minutes to work with it. So whenever you're making a product up for the first time, always just try a little bit. Don't go crazy with making it, because if you do and you realize it has a particular set time, you might not give yourself enough time to do the project, and you wasted a lot of product. So we want to try to make sure you make up enough that you're going to use. And this is about the consistency that we want, kind of a heavy-bodied consistency that we're able to form and push into the hole that we've got, and it'll stay where we want to. It won't flow away. So now let's go and see if we can't patch the hole. Okay, now we've got our putty mixed up, and we added some paint to kind of get it to the color that we'd like. Now we're going to see if we can't fill the hole. We'll put a little bit in. A lot of times if you have a big hole, sometimes you can back it with a little bit of newspaper, or you can use something back there to make the hole not so deep so that you don't have to use so much of the putty filler. It helps a little bit to be able to fill and backfill that hole some. Now, we're also going to try to add texture to this because we want it to match that rough sawn wood grain that we've got along the edge here. So I'm going to probably trowel this in with a putty knife, and we're going to kind of smooth it, make sure it gets into the hole so it doesn't shrink too much. Make sure we get it covered well. And see, now we've got kind of a smooth area and it looks like a patch. Well, I'm going to use something, a very coarse brush that'll give us the chance to wood grain that a little bit and make it a little bit rough, and then it kind of emulates what we have around here, and it'll blend in and you won't catch your eye to some smooth spot on the side of this wood siding. And that's all there is to it. Wait about a half hour to an hour and it should be dry. If you needed to paint it, you can, but there is great instructions on the can of the Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty. And you can find more information on the Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty on our website, housefixwithrick.com, and go to the RICK-amendations page and you'll find out all you want to know about and where you can buy the Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty. So that's it for this week's House Fix with Rick.
Don't know what to buy or where to get help? Check out our RICK-amendations below.